Well, the increase in marijuana store armed robberies is alarming. We've had at least one heist almost every night, including last night in West Seattle. 6 robberies since Friday. So thanks for joining us for your news at 6. I'm David Rose.
And I'm Jamie Tompkins. Since November, an estimated 40 shops have been hit across Western Washington. And to understand why the cannabis industry is so attractive to criminals, we have to follow the money. Fox 13's Hannah Kim is looking into all of that and more. So Hannah, what have you learned?
That's right. And there is so much money to follow. The expected revenue for a 2-year cycle for the state of Washington is more than $1 billion just from cannabis production and sales. Whether you are a pot smoker or not, all the money it generates, and I mean tons of money, impacts us all. So how much are we talking about? In 2021, Washington State collected nearly $560 million from marijuana sales and license fees. Even more surprising, that is nearly $287 million more than liquor revenue. Do Washingtonians love their pot?
I think everybody loves their pot, everywhere in the country, yeah.
So let's follow the money. Where does most of it go? The answer is healthcare. For example, getting low-income people access to healthcare through programs like Medicaid. The second largest chunk goes to the state's general fund. For 2021, it was $191 million. And the general fund pays for some of the state's operating costs and things like K-12 education.
Again, a lot of people blame the Liquor and Cannabis Board that somehow they're getting all this money. They have a very small budget.
Uncle Ike's owner Ian Eisenberg says another misconception is that local pot stores are making bank. The reality is that every time someone checks out at the register, about half of that money goes to taxes, right to state and local governments.
Most cannabis businesses in the state are barely breaking even or losing money.
And outside of those slim margins, Eisenberg says one of the biggest concerns rocking their industry is safety. Too many marijuana store robberies to count, fueled by the fact that pot stores can only accept cash. Because marijuana is a Schedule I drug federally, stores cannot accept credit cards.
We can't get Visa, MasterCard accounts because credit cards are interstate. They go across state lines.
And therein lies the problem. So Eisenberg says until marijuana becomes illegal nationwide, his #1 worry will continue to be when the next robbery will be.
Well, pot stores cannot do business with regular banks again because marijuana is a Schedule I drug federally, but they are allowed to work with credit unions. And Eisenberg says he's grateful that there is that system in place at least, because without credit unions, we would be talking about just duffel bags full of cash sitting around everywhere. David?